always a big day on my calendar when the Milwaukee Bucks talk to the media. I always circle that big, bold, red highlighter. So he addressed his contract. And I don't know if you heard or you saw, maybe not. Now, Giannis Antetokounmpo, he teased the possibility of entering free agency. He talked in vague generalities, but the indication based on his words is that he's got one foot out the door. Now, whether that turns out to be true or not, only the future will tell. But we actually have some audio tape to point out. Now, technically, Antetokounmpo, he's 26. He has until December 21st to adjudicate all this and sign a super max contract extension with Milwaukee, and that would give him $228 million smackaroos. That's a lot of dough over 5 years. So he has that option. The Bucks have offered that contract, and he has the option. So there's still almost 2 weeks to go before the drop-dead date. But let's hear from some of the answers that have been bouncing around the echo chamber of sports conversation. Here is Giannis pointing out that he is focused on getting better. He plays a little sidestep move with contract questions.
Right now, Eric, I'm not focusing on that. You know, I know my agent Alex and John Horst and the Bucks ownership are focusing on about those discussions, and I'm just trying to focus in myself, how I can get better, how I can help my teammates be better, how can we be ready Saturday to play our first preseason game.
Yes, very important to play that first preseason game. All right, here's more from Giannis. He says, again, he used the word focus in every soundbite. It's his crutch word, but here is Giannis talking about basketball, and he loves his agents, but he's focused on basketball.
I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not that type of player that, talk with his agent 5 times a week or 7 times a week. I really don't focus on that. I know my agent. I've known him since I was 17 and a half, and my other agent, I've known him since I was 16. I know they're going to do the best job that they can, and just trust them. I put the trust in them, and I'm just focusing on basketball.
Got to be careful when you trust people. Just because you've known someone for a long time does not mean it's all sunshine and lollipops. All right, here's one more. So the Milwaukee Bucks celebrating Giannis's birthday, he just had a birthday, and the players, I'm sure this didn't come from management at all, they each player on the Bucks handed Giannis a pen. There was obviously a message in that, as he has the option of signing a contract. Giannis was asked about this gag, locker room fun, and he admitted he did not actually get the joke right away. He was trying to figure out what was going on.
At first, I didn't get it. Chris came in and gave me a pen, and I was like, "Well, what is this?" I was like thinking about it, and then I realized he wanted me to sign the contract, and it was just like, okay. I laughed the first time, I laughed the second time, the third time, and then I got like 20 pens. So then he got a little bit old. I got 20 pens in my locker room.
You think the owner of the Bucks said, "Hey, I got an idea"? Yeah, who had that? I got it. Because you really think the players care that much? I mean, I know they're currently teammates with Giannis in Milwaukee. I just have a sneaking suspicion that they don't care that much because they know they'll be in the NBA. They might not be with the Bucks, but they'll go somewhere else. And if Giannis goes somewhere else, eventually their contract will come up and they can go play with him on that other team. So let us discuss. Now, the question as we parse the words of Giannis Antetokounmpo under the microscope, this is the big kahuna in NBA, possibly free agency. And if you like the free agency game, this is a big effing deal. So the question is, where is the Giannis Antetokounmpo story headed? Now, number one. If someone offers you $228 million, you know what you do? You pull a muscle to sign the contract. That's what you do. And Giannis so far has rejected that, and we're doing this in real time. We don't know 100% what happens next, but based on reading between the words and following the breadcrumbs, it's certainly looking not so good for him staying in Milwaukee. He's not exactly hiding his emotion by rejecting that particular offer. Giannis Antetokounmpo it appears, is laying the groundwork to leave the Bucks. How else can you interpret this any other way? Setting the stage for the show, right? You got to set the stage up. Before you have the play, you got to set the stage up. Now, these comments, and again, you're looking at words and kind of going in between the words, but it certainly sounded, based on other free agents that have left and comments that they have made in the recent past, that Giannis was grooming the Milwaukee fan for the moving trucks that are going to come knocking at his door. I don't know how else you would interpret this. It seems pretty cut and dry. For many years, Antetokounmpo, following him, he's been around for a number of years now. Only 26. He's been there. I think this is his 8th season. So Antetokounmpo was on the Chamber of Commerce about 3 or 4 years ago when talking about Milwaukee and Wisconsin. He was like part of the Wisconsin Travel Bureau, singing the praises, and now he is singing a different tune. Now, as far as this, it was about a 15-minute news conference, which I watched. I feel like I should get a Purple Heart for that. And he went to sportscliche.com, and he was trying to find, like, the perfect cliche mix, like the top 40 cliches. And he just kind of sashayed them all together, sewed them all together into this ragtag cliche fest. I want to get better. I'm focused on getting better. I want to win. All those typical cliches. And then he put his tap dance shoes on and did the electric boogaloo, is what he did. The diversionary tactics, the red herrings used to deflect the attention off the topic at hand. Now, secondly, if Giannis is going to the airport, if we take him at what he said, it certainly sounded like someone not rushing to sign a contract with a deadline approaching. If Giannis is going to the airport and the plane's about to take off from the airport in Milwaukee, where does the plane land? Meaning, what is his destination? So you start looking around the landscape of the NBA, and we can crank up the speculation machine and play Greek Freak Bingo. We are going to play Greek Freak Bingo. So I have my own bingo card. I have the Maller bingo card, which is very exciting here. And for Antetokounmpo, Maller bingo card, I've got a 6-pack. All right, I got a 6-pack of possibilities on the bingo card. I've got Clippers, Heat, Mavericks, Warriors, Knickerbockers, and Celtics. All right, that's 6. That's a 6-pack on my bingo card. You can have your own bingo card. Do not cheat off my bingo card. Do not do it. I'm going to call you on your bull crap. Do not cheat. Those are my 6 teams. They're on the record. So the Clippers make sense because it's L.A. and everyone wants to play with Kawhi Leonard. The guy's outstanding. The Miami Heat, Florida, Miami, South Beach, and all that attractive. The tax situation in Florida is wonderful. If you're going to get a lot of money, you make even more money by playing for the Miami Heat. You do the same job, you make more money because the political hacks haven't taken your money from you as much if you live in Florida. The Mavericks, now, if he were to go to Dallas, that would be the super team with Luka Doncic teaming up, and you've got the very loquacious Mark Cuban as the owner. Now, Golden State, the Splash Brothers, that's going down a wee bit because you got Klay Thompson, who's getting hurt every year now, and you've got Steph Curry, who's getting a little older. You throw out the Knicks as a possibility. They're on my bingo card, the Knickerbockers, because whoever is the guy that goes to New York and saves the Knicks will have his ass kissed by the media establishment in Manhattan and Wall Street and all those people. So you'd be the masked crusader. Well, everyone's a masked crusader these days, but you'd be the savior, the messiah of that morbid NBA franchise in Gotham. So that would be attractive. And then the Celtics, you got Jason Tatum. Giannis and Tatum together would be a nice 1-2 punch there. And the Celtics have been on the cusp of getting to the NBA Finals. It seems for the last 5-6 years, they've been kind of lurking around there, but not quite able to get past whoever, Team X, every year in Boston. All right, final point here. So as far as Milwaukee, what can the Bucks do to expedite Giannis Antetokounmpo to sign the contract? And the answer, and the only acceptable answer, not a damn thing. There's nothing they can do. Right? This is completely out of their control. They can't sweeten the pot. They've offered him the most money they can offer him, by all accounts. There are only contract outs that you could throw in there, but the max is the max. Is the max, be the max. Max, max, max. It's something that they have no control over. Right? Mad Max, the max cut. The Buccaneers tried to improve their roster, and I don't think they're that much better than they were. They offered him as much money, Giannis, as they could possibly offer him. They traded for Drew Holiday. They gave up a lot to get him, added DJ Augustine and some other players that will be role players. And now the ball is in his court. And outside of relocating the franchise to Florida or California, they are at his beck and call. They're at his mercy here. Now, I started this by saying the Bucks have nothing they can do. There is one small Hail Mary. Desperate times call for desperate measures. So fear the deer, bigwigs. You can go to some kind of witch doctor and get a voodoo spell and somehow speed up global warming so Milwaukee becomes 80 degrees and sunny in February and in March and in April and the whole thing. And then the stakes change a little bit. But even if the Bucks win the title this season, which is not going to happen, there is no guarantee that Giannis will not bail out anyway and says, well, now I have more reason to leave. We won a championship, so I can go somewhere else and go to a more attractive destination. The grass is always greener. The lights are always brighter if you go somewhere else. And Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's in a different spot. A couple of years ago, he had said he didn't want to play in L.A. or New York. He did not like the big city. He liked Milwaukee because it was a smaller town in the NBA circuit. But now he's at a different level. And as a result, there are people around him who are riding his coattails. The choo-choo gravy train is going down the tracks, and there's a lot of people that have a finger in the pie. And so you've got that factor, and there's people that are around Giannis saying, hey, you're great in Milwaukee, but imagine how much bigger you would be in Town X